All right, we're about to be live.
Okay.
And it broke up. It must be this rain.
It must be the rain.
It must be the rain.
Must be.
1 second. Uh,
Yeah, it said your bandwidth is low.
we're live. It told me a lot. All right, folks. We sorry about the technical difficulties. Welcome back to another Hump Day Real Estate with Kendell in the DMV. Who's the guest we have on this evening?
George Scott from Apricot Solar Freedom Forever.
George,
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
you won maybe what, a year ago, right?
Yeah, I was on about a year ago and was talking about how the significance of why people should be getting off the utility grid. And now there's even more reason why, because of the big, beautiful bill. A lot of folks are miseducated when it comes to solar, not understanding that uh, they're going to take away the 30% federal tax incentives, which means moving into 26, uh, folks who wants to go with solar would have to pay the 30% out of pocket to buy the system there. So it's crucial that folks use that time now to get on the system because President Trump has ended the 30% tax credit for the solar panels at the end of 2025.
Gotcha. So, with you saying all that, how much money can a person actually save on their electric bills switching to solar panels?
Well, overall, it's going to be thousands of dollars. Okay. But on the immediate, no money comes out of a person's
Hmm.
pocket to install solar panels. All the permits, all the interconnection fees, all that is paid by the finance company. The only money that comes out of a person's pocket is once those solar panels go on their roof, and let's say depending on whether they're currently paying for their utility bills right now, just hypothetically, if they're paying 300, we could have them so that they can pay at least 150 to or below, where they can save $150 every month. That can be put food on the kitchen table, make sure that have some extra clothes or even some extra finances to put away for a rainy day or put into any type of savings program. But again, if a person have a $300 utility bill, our goal is to try to cut it in half or better. So when you ask me that, I can say earnestly that $150 a month or better can be saved.
Gotcha. Do you happen to know what the average payback period for residential solar panels are for installation this year?
When you say payback in regards to the total system,
Yes.
it varies. And I can give you some examples, but it varies. You're a real estate agent, just like every house is different. Square footage, the price per square foot is different, and that also depends on the size of the roof, depends on the angle of the roof. It depends on whether the roof is has good radiance, and so the house has to qualify. Okay, so we don't know exactly what it would partake in, except for once we do the analysis, and uh, and we do that by getting the homeowner's electric bill, and we use that to calculate uh, how much energy is being used by the house, by the home, and we take and match that with the solar panels, and that gives us the radius as well as how many panels would fit on the roof, and uh, basically cut that utility bill in half.
And you spoke on the administration now is giving some incentives. So the government incentive rebates or tax credits, uh,
What's available right now? Well, everything is available right now until the end of December 31st, 2025. A person can take advantage of the financing and take advantage of all the 30% tax credit from the federal government, as well as the incentives from the state government. And this is across the country. This is just not here in the Washington metropolitan area. I service 35 states across the country, and from California to Maine. And everyone is feeling the pain of the high utility costs. And unfortunately, if folks don't switch to solar, of course, what that means is that the gas prices are going to go up, oil prices go up, coal goes up. That's what makes electricity. So when those items go up, the utility companies can raise their rates as high as they want to. And they already have a raise for the next 3 years to 2028, where they're going to go in increments of very, very high rates to basically going to let the homeowners know that if you stay on the grid, you're going to be at the mercy of the utility companies. And one last thing, Marcel, Marcellus, is that a lot of folks don't understand that the utility companies are the last monopoly. That when you own wherever you live, whatever utility services you're on, you have to abide by whatever they give you. Now, I'm in the Washington metropolitan area. We have BG&E and Pepco. If you own Pepco, if you own Pepco come 2026, whatever Pepco offers as far as the rates, you're stuck with it. There's no way you'll be able to do anything because of the big beautiful bill. They're taking it away.
I'm quite sure a lot of people out there have this question. How do I know if my home is a candidate for solar panels?
Well, as I said earlier, what we do is educate the homeowner, and we educate the homeowner by asking them to uh, uh, give us their electric bill because the electric bill tells us how much energy they're using for the household. And with that said, that's how we determine what it's going to take as far as the solar panels to compensate or equal out the same energy that's being used off the utility grid. We equal that with the solar panels to give that home the energy that it needs with less the energy, less the cost to bring it to your home because, hey, sun is free. And once you put the solar panels on, it's basically going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars over the next 25 to 30 years.
Got you. So what are the most efficient solar panels and technologies available?
Well, they're different across the country. Okay. Uh, what we have is we have different solar panels. Have a solar panel called Trina. We have a solar panel called it varies. Okay. Q sales. We use the Q sales a lot because they're very, very efficient. They hold that energy, and basically they cost less to the consumer. It's not so much the best solar panel, but it's efficient. It's give the homeowner the power that they need to run the home, and of course, it doesn't cost as much to install the panels and have the panels on the roof.
Got you, got you, got you. So how long do solar panels normally last? And are there any warranties that should a homeowner should expect for the
Uh,
panels?
yeah, good question. Solar panels last forever, actually. Um, it has a 25-year guarantee, which means that with the artificial intelligence guarantee that that energy will stay the same for 25 years. After 25 years, it will lose some efficacy. However, it's about 80% still as it goes into 25, 30, 40 years. It doesn't lose a whole bunch of power. Uh, it's basically run that home and make sure it has the power as long as the sun is shining, you have the power to run that home.
Gotcha. So what's the process of getting onto the grid, and do we get paid back excess for whatever energy is not used?
Yes, very good question. And that's called net metering. And what that means is that any excess energy will be sold back to the utility company. and they give it back dollar for dollar. So if it's a dollar worth of energy sold back, they give you a dollar, and that comes off of your utility bill.
And
And
that's
that's
the
basically.
now that's the part that are paid back. But what about what's the process of getting on the grid? Is that
But the process is, as I mentioned before, we have to use, or we use the same uh, uh, information that the utility company used to rate the homeowner's power. So we use
oh,
the same energy because each month the homeowner use certain power every month. So we know each month what how much power that homeowner is using. So that's why we use the electric bill to match the power that they're using with the solar panels that we put on the roof. So we give it the same power that normally runs the home, but for less the cost, as well as you're not paying for the delivery of the service. You
I
know,
think I asked the question incorrect. So I guess the question really is how do I connect my solar panels to the grid? Is that
well, that's done by a master electrician overall, okay? But Freedom Forever is our installer, and basically what it all entails is that once we have an outline of your roof, uh, we know how much power the house is using. We match the solar panels with the power that's being used, that's going to be used, and that give us the radiance as well as how many solar panels we use on the home. So to answer your question very simply is that a person would have to forward their electric bill over to my email. We do a free solar analysis for their home by way of Zoom and give them and educate them on uh, how much it costs to have the solar panels on the roof, what's the cost of your house as far as increase in value, how much money you receive from the federal government, how much money you receive from the state government, and how much money you will save over the next 25 years. So it's all predicated on the electric bill, and we use that as a free estimate and give a person a free estimate and free proposal. Because honestly, if it doesn't make sense, we don't want the customer to even have it. It has to make sense to go solar, to get off of the grid and go solar. It has to make sense. Otherwise, uh, the customer will stay on the grid. We leave it up to the customer to make the choices as to whether or not it makes sense. And 9 times out of 10, it does make sense because we cut that bill in half. And I don't know anyone that don't want to have that bill cut in half or below.
now can solar panels provide backup power during outages?
Not the panels themselves, but we have batteries, a backup battery that once the power goes off the grid, the home energy will come on in the home, the lights will come on in the home, where the homeowner want the electricity dedicated. For instance, that covers a battery, covers the electricity, the refrigerator, furnace, air conditioner in the summertime, free furnace in the wintertime, and the essentials in the house, such as if you have a freezer or a refrigerator, make sure the food don't spoil and things such as that. But a battery is for the
Are there any
purposes of
options in those
making
batteries you
sure
speak
that
of?
they have power. When you say options, what are you referring to again? Sorry, we say
When I
options.
say options, I mean like are there multiple companies, I guess, that you can purchase batteries, or any batteries better than the other that you know of? Maybe we're
Well,
speaking to some folks out there that maybe already have a system, and maybe
well,
they don't
normally,
know.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Well, when you said folks that have a system and don't know or want to add a battery, most companies don't add a battery to a system already existing. It normally comes with the system that a person initially purchased. But if a person do have a system, we can add a battery to that system if they wish to add. And they can give me a call, and we can see if we can help them. Not sure if we can, but we can see if we can, if it's compatible with their system, depending on how old the system is. But you have the Tesla 3 batteries, Powerwall, which is supposedly one of the top batteries, very expensive. However, we also have some other batteries that just as efficient. and mainly is for the purpose of when the utility goes off, that your lights come on. You don't really need that battery until all the power goes off the grid. That's when you need the battery, not until then.
Gotcha. Any maintenance and ongoing costs for solar panels?
There is no maintenance on the system itself. It's a 25-year guarantee. If for any reason the energy is somehow missed, we reimburse the homeowner the energy that the panel does not give. We reimburse the homeowner any monies that panel did not give the energy for. So when it comes to replacing a panel, if need be, we'll send a contract out, replace the panel. Normally, it's done by AI, so we can just basically fix it by way of AI, recalibrate it, and keep it moving. But homeowners can have someone come and clean the solar panels, just to wash them off in the summertime and things such as that. But overall, it really doesn't hurt because the rain washes them off. So no maintenance, 25%, 25-year guarantee, 10-year hole punch guarantee, as well as guarantee that the energy will stay the same for 25 years. It will not deplete.
Now, folks looking at other companies right now, what are they looking for? And they're looking at you and they're looking at these other companies. What makes your company stand out? What should people be looking for when they're actually looking at purchasing solar panels?
Well, right now, because of the big beautiful bill, a lot of companies have went out of business. One of the reasons why a person should look at my company, which is Apricot Solar, is the fact that we've been around for over 7 years, 8 years. Our installer Freedom Forever been around for over 17 years. A lot of companies in the last 2 months have went out of business, and the reason is because if they're going to stop the government incentives, a lot of finance companies are dropping out. However, because of our longevity and the fact that we have a good rapport with the manufacturers, we're able to keep our homeowners supplied with solar panels. One of the things that they're doing right now is stopping solar panels from coming out into the country. So what that means is that if for some reason you don't get the solar panels now, the supply might dry up because of the tariffs. Okay, so we have a lot of supplies right now, and we have financing that can assist the homeowner to receive all the financing and all the incentives that they would receive from the federal government. So right now, uh, because of so many companies that went out of business in the last 2 months, that's why I would recommend that a person give me a call so to see if I can help them. I don't know if I can, but I'll see if I can by way of seeing if they're home qualified. And also, the homeowner have to qualify. There is a basic, a minimum credit score that needs to be met, and that's a 650 credit score.
Gotcha, gotcha. Are there any common mistakes that homeowners should avoid when they're looking at purchasing solar energy?
Well, Marcellus, there's really no mistakes because we educate the homeowner. We do everything by AI, artificial intelligence. Once we get that electric bill, we can show that homeowner exactly what those solar panels would look like on their roof. We'll show that if there are trees, we can shave the trees down artificially. We can give that homeowner a complete education on what it takes, how, when, and where to go solar. We don't just put solar panels on a roof just because they want it. We have to educate them and let them understand that the purpose of doing so is to help the planet, is to get off the grid, and to save money so that the bill the Inflation Reduction Act that Joe Biden put in place, that's what the big bill is taken away. Joe Biden put in the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, to so the consumer can cut down on their bills. I don't know if you recall years ago when Joe Biden came on TV and said that the banks are charging fees that they shouldn't be charging. They charging fees that if a person is overdrafted, charging fees for that. So he made it so that the banks can't just charge fees arbitrarily. At the same time, he made it so that the utility companies they go up on the rates, but he made it so that the incentives is there to help the homeowner get off the utility grid and get onto solar. And this is all part of the Inflation Reduction Act. So when it comes to getting on the grid, I mean getting on solar, it's being educated in whether or not your home can qualify and whether or not you can qualify. It's a whole bunch of factors that's involved. But simply we educate the homeowner as to what it would take and what they need to do.
Now, from that question, I'm gonna try to pull out your brain and see if have you had have you had a client who maybe switched over to you, or a client that you had, well, someone you reached out to that ended up you were prospecting them, you didn't know they had solar, but maybe they had a mistake that they made that they shared with you when they purchased, that you heard them say when they were telling the stories about the company that they were with?
You broke up quite a bit. Can you kind of shorten it a little
Uh-oh,
bit?
look like we did I lose you?
Yeah, you short you was going
Or
in
you
and out.
thinking?
You was going in and
Okay,
out.
yeah. Okay, so
Repeat that
so
question
yeah,
again.
yeah, I think it got unstable for I think it got unstable for a second. So have there been, let's say you were prospecting for clients, right?
Yes.
But somebody called you back that actually already has solar panels. Have you ran into anybody that you see that uh, the the way they purchased was what you could note as a possible mistake that they on their purchase, looked at companies such as yours, etc.
Again, you're breaking up, but I'm thinking that you're saying if a person already had solar panels and they might feel as though they made a mistake or have some issues or have some technical issues or things such as that. Yeah, those things happen. I mean, it's technology,
Well,
and with
um,
technology, things happen. But am I
let me ask you,
answering that
can you
properly?
hear me? Can you
I
hear
hear you
me?
now. I hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
so what? Got you. So I just want to make sure we get on the same, because I want to help somebody who maybe when they're looking at this thing. What I'm saying is, so let's say I purchased my solar panels, right? And let's say you just end up calling me, or somebody referred you to me because maybe I was frustrated about the service I received from another company. Have you been in that type of situation where you've seen something that somebody did on their purchase that you feel like could be a mistake that they're making on a purchase? Let's say they don't come to you. Let's say you have the best service ever. You make sure all your people are good. Are there any mistakes at all that you have seen so far? Personally, if there's none, that's fine.
Mm.
Just trying to
Well,
see if we could help some folks.
well, yes. As I was alluding to, uh, in the beginning, of course, there was technical things, and people sometimes had issues with the particular company that they were with or have even with now. But again, a lot of those companies are no longer around. Okay, and
Right, right.
unfortunately, those who have solar right now, they're at the mercy of having a good uh, electrical engineer. I mean,
So,
a master electrician to help them if anything goes wrong.
so
But it's no mistakes in solar. There's no mistakes. I mean, it's going to do what it says it's going to do as far as making sure that home has the power that it needs. In
okay.
regards to a person saying that they had this issue, had that issue, I mean, I run across that a lot where people have had them for a while. And I can say to anyone who don't have solar, if you're talking to someone who have solar and they have some issues, as I said, technical things do happen. but one major thing I want everyone to understand that that person took the chance to get those solar panels, even though they didn't know they was gonna have issues. Issues came up afterwards. But why did they get it? The reason they got it is because they wanted to cut their electric bill down. The
But
mistakes that come with it is gonna be there, but they pulled the trigger. They didn't know they was gonna have mistakes or issues. But the main thing they wanted to do was cut that electric bill down so that the bill won't continue going up and down every year as it is right now. And most times right now it's going to go up because the rates are going up higher and higher as we speak. But no mistakes in
I,
solar. Solar is basically
I,
hey, it's the sun. The only thing that's anything can happen is the solar panels itself, and they can be replaced and fixed with no money out of pocket to the homeowner
right, but I
if
think
anything happened to them. Hmm?
right, but I think you're missing my question though. So
Okay.
let me slow down on it real quick. What I'm saying is some if you talking to somebody, right?
Yes.
And not saying that somebody's trying to um get somebody not to purchase solar because of whatever their situation is, but maybe the service provided, the some other things that if you talk to somebody who already have a system installed and then you hear of some of the things that they're going through, do you do and you hear them and then you come back and say, my clients won't go through any of these because this is what you'll avoid by not having to go through what these folks went through.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Again, as I said, uh, a person who has solar panels, not to say that they won't have issues, but because
We,
of change of technology, things that used to
we,
occur no longer occur. Uh, and I can't be specific as to one particular thing, but technology does change. So what happened 10 years ago is not going to be, they make the changes that it won't occur
yeah,
today.
I got you. I'm just trying to get to a point where I bought solar panels last month from Energy Solo Star, right? And this month you call me and I don't like XYZ. You hear it and your company take care of that. So if
No,
when you hear
we can't,
that,
go ahead.
when you hear it, I'm not saying solve a problem with the solar
Mhm.
panel. What I'm saying is with service, anything. Let's say for instance, this might be this maybe this might help. Let's say for instance, I call you, you just so happen to say, well, let me just take a ride out and see what you're saying you got on your roof, right? And let's say I got too many panels or I got less panels, etc., than what I should have for that for my house. Is it something that could have helped me from your understanding avoid that situation of having too many panels or less less panels than what I should have?
Well, it doesn't work like that. It's going to be precise as to the energy that's going to need to run that house. Whatever energy it takes to run that house, that's the pounds that they're going to take. There's no such thing as, oh, I got too many pounds or I got too less pounds, because we match it at 100% offset, which means we try to get you as far off the grid as you can. Example, if a person's paying $197 a month for their electric power, my goal is to get them down to $7, $3 just to be connected to the grid. There is no mistakes with that. We are very precise when it comes to making sure that the home have enough power to run that home, and we if it's possible uh, to add more pounds. We don't even add more pounds on unless the homeowner says something to the fact they want to have an in-ground pool, or we want to have a charging port for the cars. Then if the roof was supported, then we can add more solar panels on. But we don't just put solar panels on just to put them on. I can't see them even doing that in the past, because it has to be precise. We only use the power that the utility company shares with us what it takes to run that house.
Yeah.
We put the same solar panels that it takes to run that house, the same energy that comes from the utility company. The solar panels compensate that, which means it's precise as to what it takes to run that home.
So can
No extras, no less. Everything is precise.
can I jump in just a second, and
Sure.
then you can beat me up later if I'm totally messed up on this. So
That's
what I want to say on, and you correct me if I'm wrong. A mistake a homeowner can avoid is a company that comes out and doesn't give a proper estimate utilizing proper software to determine how much energy your home will use and how much you will save using solar panels.
again, all I can say is that Freedom Forever is the nationwide
I,
installer for most solar panels. Okay, I can't hear you.
no, but did you understand what I was saying though? So you
Mhm.
didn't understand what I was saying?
If I'm understanding you properly, is that the person got the solar panels and they feel that there's a mistake somewhere?
No. Well, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, in your defense, if if somebody wants to know there's common mistakes to avoid buying solar panels, the first common mistake to avoid is to deal with a solar panel company that does not come in and use proper software to look at your property and come up with the proper energy budget to be able to show the homeowner that these panels, these number of panels, etc., is going to be the proper panels for your home situation and are going to save you this money. Right? I'm right. Am I right? Right. So you have the software to do that. That's what I'm saying. So your company has software that will specifically take measurements, etc., of the roof home, however that works. And once you have all that together, they will have no mistake about it that they will have the proper solar panels to satisfy their home and get them the savings that they need.
Absolutely. I mean, as I said, Freedom Forever is the
That, that
nationwide installer.
that's that's
But
that
let me finish. Let me finish. Okay. See,
that's
when
a
you
good
say that,
mistake to avoid, right?
the software, okay, has always been upgraded. Uh, what was being used 10 years ago is not being used today. So when I get a electric bill, not only does that give me that exact address, exact location on the map, I can look at it and pull it up and see that roof, and then I can determine the size of that roof. I can tell you the radius of that roof where the sun hits, and the solar panels will be placed where the sun is the most radiance at.
Right.
It won't place. I can place them anywhere on the roof once the system set it up. I can always
Okay.
take off and take on, but our goal is to offset 100%, up to 100%, which means that Aurora, which is the software that we use,
So, so I'm
is
100% correct. Right.
yes, it
So that's
has
my
to be the
point.
software. The
100%.
software
The
has to be
software you
correct.
use,
Yeah.
if another company comes in and don't use the proper software to find out what solar panels are going to do for their house, they they need to avoid that mistake and call you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I was trying to get at.
All right.
Just the basics of what somebody, if some there's mistakes to avoid, and we know that as long as the solar panels are hooked up correct, as long as we have sunlight, etc., those things are going to operate. But there's always something that another salesperson, another company doesn't do when they come out to because I'm quite sure if you're going to agree with this. All companies are not the same, right? So all companies probably point in regards to updated software. there may be a company that come behind you or before you that software might be working on the on the 2019 software version and not have 2025, and it's not updated to actually properly, you know, analyze the property. So that's what I was trying to get at. Like, your company will take care of the client. This is what they need to avoid. Basically, we have the software to make sure that your home will be properly, and the solar energy will properly be installed at your property.
Well,
That's what I was trying to get at there.
yeah, and I guess what I'm trying to
So
share with you is
how do
this.
any change
Freedom.
in energy prices in 2025?
Say it again.
I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you. Could you repeat that? You broke up.
I'm listening to you.
I didn't hear the question again.
I'm
I didn't hear the
listening.
question.
I'm listening to you.
I didn't hear the question.
I'm listening to you. You were talking.
Oh, I was gonna comment on what you said earlier, as far as another company. Again, 10 years ago, you had several installers that would install solar panels. Today, Freedom Forever installs solar panels for every marketing team, such as mine, which is Apricot Solar. Freedom Forever install all solar panels basically across the country. They use the same artificial intelligence. We don't have to go to that home. We can see everything from with the artificial intelligence. We can see that roof. We don't have to. Only time we have to send someone out to that home if we have to replace that panel. Other than that, no. But again, I don't want to mislead anyone to say that there can't be or won't be some mistakes. All I'm saying is right now, all people who sell solar panels, and there's about 25 companies that sell solar panels. Freedom Forever is the installer for all 25 of those solar companies. So one company now installed for all 25 companies out here, which means we all use the same technology. But even now, the 25 has dwindled down. I can't tell you exactly how many companies are actually still working because of the big beautiful bill. A lot of companies went out of business or not doing business anymore because they can't sustain the solar panels and make sure that they can still give the homeowner a decent price for the solar panels. Solar panels can be expensive, okay? And that's one of the main reasons why the 30% tax incentive is so important that people take advantage of that because it's just like buying a home. You know, the person has to put down, if it's FHA, put down 3%. If it's conventional, they have to put down 20%. Well, when the big bit when he take away the incentives, people are gonna have to come out of their pocket for that 30%. So with that said, I don't want to take away from the fact that mistakes can happen. I don't want to take away from the fact that technology, things can happen. But with the new technology and artificial intelligence, things can be done remotely. And when I say that is because I use this on a daily basis. And the artificial intelligence is precise. There is no mistakes there unless the only mistake I can see is if a person don't get their exact electric bill. We go by the electric bill, the same energy that they use. We give them the same energy, but instead of bringing it to the house with wires, we put the solar panels on the roof, cut that bill in half, and they have the same energy that they need to run the home.
Got you. So how do changing energy prices in 2025 affect solar panel savings for homeowners?
Well, with solar panels, your rate is locked in; it doesn't go up and down. And with the increase in rates from the utility companies. Um, I'm sure you don't know, but they went up in January 2025. They went up again in June 2025. They're going to go up again in November 2025, and they're going to go up again in the spring of 2026. So the rates have already been voted on. The county, the states, all of them have already approved the increase in the rates. Right now, the rates are going to be there 26, 27, 28, and they're going up. People that do not get off the grid, is going to be affected by those rates. When you're on solar, your rate is locked in, and you know what you're paying every month for the energy to run your home. It's not going up and down.
And I hear you, but I think, and the reason I was happy to do this again is because I think what you have is, you have a lot of people on the fence. And I don't know if the new incentive is the only thing that's going to get them off the fence. But there's some of these other things that we're speaking about that is really probably holding folks back. Because even if you didn't have the new incentive, it just would be, why does it make, different question. Why does it make sense for me to pay X amount of dollars to get off the grid and get solar panels on? And this is where we go to, and you help me out with this. You have where you have to buy solar panels. You have where you have to lease solar panels. You have when you have PPA, which is power purchase agreement. That these three different type of purchasing. Tell us a little bit about those three, and I think you will help folks understand. Because again, one of the things when I was speaking of mistakes to avoid, these are the mistakes. Maybe a salesperson doesn't explain that you don't have to buy them, you can lease them, or you could do PPA. So can you help us with the difference in the three?
Sure. And I don't want to go into a bunch of weeds, but with the financing, now everything is financed. But I will use financing when it comes to getting your full 30%. Here's the whole gist of this. The 30% tax incentive is there to offset the cost of the solar panels. That just for an example, let's say I come to your home and you're paying $500 for your electricity. But then I say, well, I will put you on the solar panels, and now you go down to $250. Where $250 with the solar panels, uh, and you're getting 3,000. Let's say you're getting $10,000 back from the federal government for the incentives to pay down the solar panels. The homeowner has to send that money to the finance company. Okay,
Okay.
if the finance company, uh, uh, if the homeowner don't send that money to the finance company, then that system don't get brought down. Which means instead of paying 250, they might pay 275 or 300. Okay, but here's the question: if you get a refund check because you're getting the solar and you got $10,000 in your hand, and you know if you don't send the money in, your bill is gonna go up to 275. But if you send the money in, it'll stay at 250. So the question is, here's the choice that the homeowner has: keep that $10,000 in the hand and pay 275, or send the $10,000 in and only pay 250. That's the question that the homeowner has. That would have been an influx of cash coming to the home. So that the choice is being taken away from the homeowner. Trump is taking the choice of them getting that 30% cash money in their hand. They have to send that money in. If they don't send it in, the cost of the solar panels will go up by whatever the amount it goes up to. So here's the question. If you had $10,000 in your hand from the federal government, and if you don't send it in, your bill goes from 250 to 275. What would you do? That's the question. So that's the lease option. Okay. I mean, the finance option. The lease option is the PPA, which is purchase power agreement, and then the actual lease. The lease and the purchase power is sort of the same. It's just that with a PPA, you purchase the power at a lower rate. You don't own the solar system. You only thing you're doing is purchasing the power. Let me go back. The finance, you own the solar panels, you own them. They belong to you. Okay. You can continue writing them off. But the PPA, if you got that $10,000 that's coming to you from the federal government, you won't have a choice. The federal government is going to, the finance company is going to take it automatically. So the choice is gone. This is where the choice come in at. If a person right now, if they want to finance their solar panels, they can finance them, get that 30%. That 30% would come to them in 18 months. If they send it to the finance company, then their bill stay the same. If they don't, then it's going to increase. But you have $10,000 in your pocket. $10,000 in your pocket versus an extra $25 going to pay for the utility company. That's the choice that he's taken away. And in some cases, I've had people get 50, 60, $70,000 from the feds. That money is either be sent to the finance company by the homeowner or they keep it in their pocket. The PPA, they don't have a choice. That's what he's doing. He's taking away the opportunity for homeowners to get a flux of cash in their pocket in 18 months. And they have a choice to either send it in to the finance company or hold on to it. That's the choice. Come 2026, there won't be a
So,
choice.
so you're
Everything's gonna be everything's gonna be PPA or leasing. And everything's
so
gonna go to the
you're
finance
saying
company. Go
so
ahead. I can't hear you.
so you're saying another mistake to avoid. So you're saying another mistake to avoid is maybe a homeowner who but should be looking at leasing or owning, because if they go PPA, they're going to miss out on getting $10,000 cash in their pocket.
But again, Marcellus is where I come in. I don't just determine what they're going to get. I ask them, what do you want to do? And I explain, just like I explained to you, the finance option, the PPA option, and the lease option. And a lot of folks don't want to go with the finance option. Why? Because
Mm-hmm.
the responsibility of making sure they belong to you. The solar panels belong to you. If anything happens to them, of course we're going to make sure that they work for 25 years. But after that, the responsibility relies upon the homeowner. With the PPA, it's 100% guaranteed. Anything happen to that system, anything happen to the panel, anything happen to the battery, is replaced. No money out of pocket. And those are the choices that a person has. But
Gotcha. And
overall, either way, it doesn't matter. In my opinion, either way, it doesn't matter because either way, you're going to save money. You know, we look at commercials, advertisement everywhere. Only thing I hear when I listen to advertisement is giving a person a discount, giving a person cutting the cost down from $100 to $80. That's what the option the folks have right now. They're either going to still continue dealing with the utility companies going up and down, or they're going to get off the grid and cut that bill in half and save that money and make sure it goes to their family instead of going to the utility companies. I mean, if I gave you $100 every month, would you say no? I don't want it. But that's what's happening. If you get solar panels, your bill would be cut in half every month. That money stays in your pocket. And I firmly believe that a homeowner, a mother and a father would relish 150, $75 extra in their pocket instead of going to the utility companies every month. This has never happened before. Nothing like this has ever happened before. And this bill is supposed to be going to 2035. He's cutting 10 years off. That's a lot of money and a lot of time. And because people are sitting on the fence and not educated enough, they need to get educated. They need to be able to understand that if you stand on the grid, the big beautiful bill is to put more oil and gas cars on the street. All that is that it's going to be more to run the utility companies. They use oil and coal. That's what they use to and the turbine generators and so forth. But it's all designed to help a homeowner reduce their bill. But it's also designed to make sure that they don't have that up and down roller coaster of the utility companies going up and down. And believe me, you won't see it going down as much as in the 26, 27, 28 as the bill's going up. They are going to go up.
one of my clients that just purchased a home this year just text me. He said, "How can how can solar panels impact my home's resale value in 2025 or next year?"
Well, I'm glad you asked that because it's going to impact it. It has a 10 to 15%
Like my internet service is all broken up.
increase increase on it. Okay, so it will increase the value of the home by 10 to 15%. That's from the National Real Estate Association. Uh, but I had a lot of questions say, well, what if a person don't want to buy the home? Well, they're not going to buy your home if they don't want solar panels on it. And the right real estate agent is going to know how to sell your home because the right real estate agent is going to know define a homeowner to understand that once they move into a brand new home that got solar panels on it, they know their electric bill is always going to be low.
That's
They
that's
know this.
let's have that conversation real quick. You just struck a nerve
Okay.
because, and this is the personal nerve. So
Okay.
I hear what you're saying in regards to savings,
Hmm.
but the problem I've had so far with folks trying to sell a home with solar panels is
Yes.
maybe they got the solar panels 2 years ago and they purchased them and they owe money on them. That scares my buyer.
Why?
So the savings is one thing. Walking into somebody else, walking in on somebody else's debt has been a thing that has been scaring a lot of buyers. I've taken buyers to the home that they love, and the only reason they didn't buy it is because of solar panels, because of the debt that 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 was on that they would have to incur for the debt of those just panels. And we in the Scott those solar 2 years ago, and they'll have a hard time selling because somebody wants to take on that debt. Have you ran into that yet, or how do you feel about a situation like that?
Well, this is how I feel about it. You're buying somebody else's house and you're taking over that debt. And if you don't get off the grid, you're going to pay utility company for the rest of your life. So either you can take and get educated on how to utilize the utility company, the solar panels on your roof, and that person who's buying, looking at that house, the one that has the solar panels on, if they look at it from a standpoint, oh, it's another debt. But if you look at it from that bill now is set, let's say it's set at $100. It's set at $100. Now you go to the same house or a different house, same square footage, same type of energy to run that house. Now your bill is $300. So you're gonna pay $300 for the rest of your life as long as you stay in that house, or more. Or would you prefer to just pay $100 and take over that debt of? I mean, if they had them for 2 years, if they had them for 5 years, well, they're not the same amount that they got when they was brand new. And if a person can qualify for a brand new house, they can qualify for the solar panels. It's gonna reduce their energy costs. It's gonna pay for themselves in 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 or 7, but they'll pay for themselves. But when it comes to convincing a person, you can't convince a person of their own will, but you have to share with them the benefit. The benefit is that you will have a set electric bill. You won't have to be worried about the up and downs of the utility companies. Your bill is set. You know that if they've had them for 5 years, you got 20 years more to pay on that. After 20 years, and we're talking about $100 now. Okay, we're talking about the same amount of money that the person put the panels on. So if they paying $100 for those solar panels per month to cover their house, that homeowner's probably pay the same amount of money, $100. So instead of paying 300, so you got $200 saved every month. That can go to pay off those panels early, or pay the home down early, pay some extra money down to the mortgage. It's so many ways you can look at it.
Gotcha. So I've had you on here for a quite long time. One last question.
Yes,
What happens if I need to replace my roof after installing the panels?
they'll come take them off, fix that roof, and put them back on
At whose expense? At the homeowner's expense?
at the homeowner's expense. Yes. Now, if that roof got damaged where those solar panels are, we'll come in and fix that area where the solar panels are, fix it with no out-of-pocket expense to you. We do that. But just
Gotcha.
to say, I want to get a new roof and boom, boom, boom. Well, oh, and that's another thing that we do. We make sure we check the roof. We have a professional crew come out, make sure the roof can hold the solar panels. And if the house need a new roof, we can put a new roof on too. Put it all in the finance plan.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
right
Gotcha.
now is the perfect time for folks to get off the grid, Marcellus. If they understand that it's going to be a bloodbath when it comes to 2026, people are going to rush to get sold because when you take something away from someone, it tends to hit a nerve because now they know they can't go that route anymore. And they only got what it's August, September, October, about 4 or 5 months left before that end comes to realization when folks will have to say, am I going to pull that trigger and stop this up and down, a roller coaster of hot prices going up and down, up and down? And all you see on the news right now is why is my electric bill so high? That's all you hear. What's under? Cut the lights off, live no lights in the house, no cooking, no nothing, no air conditioner. No, it's solar. That's the very reason why he's taking away this all the incentives because he wants to, for whatever reason, seeming like he wants to uh, 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 break us, you know, and it's coming to the folks who hurt the most. Black and brown folks is going to hurt the most with this opportunity. I urge any and everyone to give me a call, go to my website, and at least get educated. It don't cost you anything. It's everything I do is free until those solar panels go on that roof.
And
Everything I
are
do is
there
free.
any business opportunities working with anything?
Absolutely. I'm hiring right now. I'm hiring folks in California. I talked to some folks today to come in and I train them and work with them. But we hire folks right now to come in and participate in a commission-based salary. But we can make up to $6,000 commission. You know, I know I'm not supposed to mention money on here, but at the same time, the commission is good, and I train folks. And what we do is we ask them to share the information with your family and friends, people who love you and that want to get your help, and you can help them. But yeah, we have means of hiring folks from here to California, and we have a referral fee. The company pays up to $1,000 for anyone that refer a homeowner to us that goes sold.
Now George is going to beat me up after all this because I kept him on here for about an hour. We probably only going to go 30, but you see, he's passionate about what he's doing, what he's offering, and what the opportunities are. So, George, share with them again how they can reach you out. I'll also have it down in the description, all of his information. I have his email, his website, and his phone number in the description for anybody that wants information. But George, share the information just in case I put it out there wrong.
Yeah,
Check.
my email is george.scott at apricotsolar.com. And my phone number is 301-252-2821. And my website is apricotsolar.com/George Scott. Uh, and my phone number again is 301-252-2821.
Anything else you want to add before we go?
I just hope people can understand that this is not hype. This is not something to just get people to go solar. It is a mandate that if we don't take advantage of uh, getting off the grid, then the prices that the utility company is going to lay on us going into 26, 27, 28, you're going to hear people crying even harder. I just hope that people understand that everything I'm saying tonight is free to get the information. The only time you have to pay anything out of pocket is once those solar panel goes on the roof. Get the education to understand what it takes to continue powering your home and making sure that you can uh, cut your energy bill.
George, we appreciate you. This is another week of Hump Day Real Estate with Kendell in the DMV. Check out George to find out about solar. Thanks again, George.
Thank you, Marcellus. Have a great evening.
Talk to you.
Yes, sir.